I always like to tell people, my story is not much different than many kids that grew up in low income neighborhoods, right? We didn't have some of the opportunities that the more affluent counterparts had, and so we had a different struggle, different mindset, and a different thing to learn. And so for me, my mom passed away when I was 10 years old, and it kind of just rocked my world, right? She was my world. And driving past the accident, me and my father, we drove past the accident, and I remember talking to him about it. And I asked him, I said, Dad, that looks like Mom's car. And Dad was like, nah. Well, he didn't say nah. Let me take that back. He said, let's get home and talk to your sister to see if Mom has made it there. And we did that. Fast forward, Sheriff answers the phone and basically tells me, my mom had passed. And so I took a very dark path in my young life in doing things that you would normally hear in the hood with, criminal activity. Let me say that much. And as a juvenile at about 15, I spent a year in something called JCYC. It was a juvenile detention center in Louisville, Kentucky, where I was born and raised. And I was a knucklehead in there. But I do remember promising my mother that I would graduate, even at the age of 7, because she didn't graduate with her high school diploma. And so spending that time in juvenile delinquency, man, you get a lot of time to think. So, and in that thinking, it just transformed me into who I am now, to have an opportunity to come from that background, go to an inner city high school that actually taught me how to travel. I got to go to Barbados. I did cruise ships, Hawaii, Jamaica, and I did all this while we were still on the school's dime. It was incredible. And we're talking about an inner city school. So that's just a little bit of my background. And I always tell people, if this little guy from the West End of Louisville, Kentucky can do it, so can you. All right. So let's get into the